Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Cryptid Conversations. We had a really long break and Austin is not in the frame.
Yeah. I'll figure that out.
But we're back, and this week we're talking about a really fun cryptid that I am really interested in, and it's they're called black-eyed children, and they're a specific kind of black-eyed children.
The peas.
Yeah, like the peas, but they're kids.
Okay, now I'm free.
They're an American phenomenon. So you know who it is. I'm Brenna.
I'm Austin.
And I'm Ted.
And yeehaw.
No, make sure you're talking to the.
Oh yeah, of course, because this is an operational mic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is our prop mic.
This is our this definitely is. This is for more than aesthetic, definitely.
So when you invest $36 in a mic setup on eBay and it's worth every penny.
Yeehaw.
Yeah. Anyways.
What was that sound? Anyways, I forgot to do our disclaimer on the last episode, but it's fine.
Yeah.
We'll call Matthew and tell him.
Yeah. So on this podcast, we are talking about cryptids, which can be religious or very cultural in nature, and we're gonna make fun of stuff and laugh, but we're just making fun of us. We're laughing at us, not the cryptids and their cultural whatever significance. Don't sue us. Anyways, black-eyed children. So these are pretty fun. I first heard about these on in a different podcast that I talked about before called The Cryptid Keeper. So these are really interesting. Black-eyed children or black-eyed kids are a contemporary...
Easy for you to say.
Yes. Are a contemporary legend of supposed paranormal creatures that resemble children between the ages of 6 and 16 with pale skin and black eyes, who are reportedly seen hitchhiking or panhandling, or are encountered on doorsteps of residential homes. Can't talk. Homes. Tales of black-eyed children have existed since the 1950s. So, like I said, they are a specifically American phenomenon.
Now, may I?
Of course.
Is black not a color that your iris might be?
No, it's
I'm embarrassed that I never really noticed.
From the pictures I've seen, it's like their entire eyes are black. Like they don't have any whites.
So there's no whites in there. Okay, that's creepy.
Yeah. So the black-eyed kids are a folk phenomenon of people seeing people having strange encounters.
I love it. Keep going. You're doing great.
I'm doing a great job.
It's authentic.
Are people having strange encounters with kids whose eyes are entirely black, who insist upon entering the... Oh my god. I can't even scroll in the dock! Okay. With kids whose eyes are entirely black, who insist upon entering their vehicle or home, and who seem to ooze an overwhelming sense of fear and panic. So that's a great start.
Okay. So if somebody insists on getting in your car, you don't have to let them. Just throwing that out there. You can insist how you like.
Mostly your own safety. How old are your kids? Are they?
Oh no, they're both... But they're in the range, 14 to 16.
No.
Oh my god.
Dun dun dun.
Run.
Yeah,
Run.
exactly. Oh, okay.
At least we're safe, we're both 17, so we made it out alive.
Yeah.
So there's a whole history section that I pulled directly from Wikipedia. The legend supposedly originated from 1996 postings written by Texas reporter Brian Bethel on a ghost-related mailing list relating to alleged encounters with black-eyed kids. Bethel describes encountering 2 such children in Abilene, Texas in 1996 and claims that a second person had a similar, unrelated encounter in Portland, Oregon. Bethel's stories have become regarded as classic examples of creepypasta and gained such popularity that he published a frequently asked questions just to keep up with demand for more info about the new urban legend. In 2012, Brian Bethel told us his story on reality TV series Monsters and Mysteries in America. He wrote a follow-up article for the Abilene Reporter News, describing his experience and maintaining his belief that it was legitimate. So, do you guys know what a creepypasta is? Because I included basically what that is.
What is that?
So, you know what a called a copypasta is, where it's those chainmails that go around and you copy paste them and send them to 3 people, 4 people, whatever.
Where do we get the pasta from?
A copy paste. So it's like a
paste,
word.
Pasta.
Yeah,
it's
like a
Okay.
So creepypasta comes from copypasta. And creepypasta in its original form, meanwhile, might best be described as a specific subgenre of copypasta. So it's the same thing, but just with horror stories in specific.
It's creepy Copy pasta.
Yes.
Creepy
Like,
pasta.
there was one going around in early middle school about this girl who, like, fell in a grate or something, and you had to send it to 4 people, to 11 people, or she'd be in your room, or, you know, stuff like that.
Like, you know what Bloody Mary is?
Yeah, like, Bloody Mary.
Yeah, I've heard of this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the way we're using it is not to be confused with creepypastas like Jeff the Killer coming directly from the creepypasta website. We're not going to talk about them. Don't sue us, please. So yeah. During one week in September of 2014, the British tabloid Daily Star ran 3 sensationalistic front-page stories about alleged sightings of black-eyed children connected to the sale of a supposedly haunted pub in Staffordshire. Staffordshire.
Mm-hmm.
The paper claimed a shock rise in sightings around the world. Alleged sightings are taken seriously by ghost hunters, some of whom believe black-eyed children to be extraterrestrials, vampires, or ghosts.
That's a broad swath right there.
Yes.
So you think your kids?
Yeah.
Because we're gonna keep coming back to this.
I'm not gonna be able to sleep tonight. Yeah, no, they totally, I'll bet you they are. I'll bet you. I'm gonna start really paying attention to their eyes.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Because
Ayla is not gonna forgive me after this.
No.
Who?
Ayla's one of my kids.
Oh.
Yeah.
Do you know his daughter personally?
Yeah, she came in here.
Yeah, they're involved in here a lot.
What? They come in here?
Yeah, I mean, she did once.
So you invite your kids in only when I'm not here?
Yeah, on purpose. No, she came the night, like, the parent night, meet the teacher kind of thing. She came that night. Yeah. I keep telling her to skip school and come in here, and she's like, no, Dad, I have to go to school, I have to get good grades. And I'm like, whatever. She's like, are you a teacher? She kind of wins.
Oh my gosh. The only theory that I have,
Yeah.
that I was able to track down in the 30 minutes that I spent doing these notes, was the aliens one, which there's a lot of information on. But I do have some recorded encounters, which were all pulled from Reddit, but I didn't pull them from Reddit. Somebody else went through and found one.
Yeah.
Somebody else went through and found them. But, I have a couple encounters here if you guys are interested.
Well, so they're actually film clips?
No, they're stories that people said about their encounters.
Okay, that's fair.
So, I believe this one was called The Bus Ride, or The Bus Encounter. This one is, I was riding the bus back home after work. It was about 1 a.m. I'm a security guard and often work odd hours. So I'm sitting there, and this guy gets on and sits across from me. He was wearing a suit, had a briefcase, regular-looking guy in his 20s. What struck me about him at first that he was chewing a cigar, not smoking it. You can't smoke on the bus. So I was just looking at him while he stared out the window and chewed his cigar, and all of a sudden he turned and looked at me. His eyes were pitch black, just as you described. My heart started beating like there's a bad word, and I felt my heart rate rising. I was starting to panic, and I had no idea why. It was just, there's a lot of bad words. I was just terrified of this guy. Then he grinned at me, and his teeth were all covered in tobacco bits and brown juice, the cigar clamped between them. I almost screamed, but instead I had the presence of mind to get up and take the seat right behind the driver. I calmed down a bit after that, but I kept an eye on that guy. He ended up chatting with some girl that got on, and they were still talking when I got off. I later convinced myself that he was just trolling me, having fun with a pair of contacts. Now I wonder.
Ooh. I wonder what happened to the girl who he was talking to.
I hope she's
Maybe
okay.
they were black-eyed people.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
I wonder what black-eyed people talk about when they're not haunting normal people.
How to haunt normal people? The
Okay,
best methods,
it could be.
You know?
How to become good friends with other black-eyed people.
Right.
Yeah.
Maybe they have human conversations.
Where the cool clubs are.
No, they have how we have cryptid conversations.
Oh, they have their own podcast.
That's right. I was on the bus this time and this dude sat down and he was totally normal.
I was watching this one show and there was this kid and he was just eating orange peels. And there was this other kid and they had half their head shaved and they were really goofy and they couldn't speak.
Oh, my hair does not look like it's shaved anymore.
It doesn't, yeah, it does.
I desperately need a haircut.
And then there was this goofy older guy and he just made jokes about his kids.
Yeah.
And being a teacher.
Pretty much.
I think you just
my life.
I think you just punched Mr. Koine right in his ego.
I said older guy, you're older than us, not.
Oh yeah, no, I'm used to being called old. It's just,
I love you.
right back at you.
So I have one more encounter here. On March 17th, 2008, I had my one and only encounter with a black-eyed kid. Before my experience, I had never heard of anything having to do with the black-eyed kids. I was 12. I was sitting outside of a hairdresser's in an old Chevy pickup waiting for my mom to get her haircut. About 15 minutes had passed and I saw some kid walking back and forth along the sidewalk in front of my parked car. At first I thought I recognized him as one of my friends from school, so I banged on the front windshield until he looked my way. It was not anyone I knew. At this point I was not scared at all. Not yet. The boy walked over to the side of the car and just stared. I think to let me get a good look at his eyes, to freak me out. Let me tell you, if you have never seen a black-eyed kid, you have no idea what to imagine. Pupils black as the night sky. The boy whispers, "You must let me in," and then I locked the car doors and ducked down into the space below the seats. 5 minutes later, he was gone. When my mother got in the car, she told me a boy with black eyes had come into the hairdresser's and had insisted for my mother to give him the keys to the car. She refused. Thank God she did.
Thank God, right?
Imagine some little kid with black eyes comes up to you and he's like, "You have to give me the keys to your car." Of course you're gonna say no. That's a terrible tactic.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What if black-eyed kids can only make other kids black-eyed kids? And that's why he was so desperate to get to
Okay, yeah.
me in the car.
All right.
Because he was 12. So
Yeah,
that's
right,
range.
12. They could have turned him. Yeah. All right. And then what? Is it like a cult where you have to go out and proselytize? You have to
Oh my
get other
God,
people to
maybe.
be black-eyed kids too?
Maybe.
Yeah. And what happens when you turn 16 and you're a black-eyed kid? You turn 16.
I think
You
maybe
die.
the second you
Die.
become a black-eyed kid, you stop aging.
Oh. Okay. Huh.
Now that's given that they
So
can turn
they're-
you like vampires.
They're
Yeah.
ageist though.
They're what?
They're ageist.
No,
Oh,
like
yeah.
They don't turn you if you're older.
maybe between
really
6
fair.
and 16 are the only ages wherein they're like,
Yeah, maybe you lose a certain like.
yeah.
Oh, it's kind of like your ability to learn languages.
Yeah.
It's
like
harder
it
as you get
dwindles,
older.
Oh,
yeah.
I was thinking like how. I'm about to talk about Santa Claus again. But, like I remember seeing one like Santa Claus movie where it was like only kids under 18 could see Santa Claus or something like
Oh
that.
yeah, I know that movie. That was that Polar Express?
Yeah, Polar Express has a similar thing where like
Where they got to the North Pole and only the little kids could like.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm gonna.
Oh, Mr. Quinn asked that.
You guys continue your
Okay.
cryptid conversation. By the way, creepiest one yet. I just want to throw that out there.
Why don't we just invite her to join us?
Okay, so we do have some more facts here. Additionally, people who have been in close proximity to black-eyed kids report a feeling of unease that washes over them. While nothing about the children's appearance, aside from the eyes, genuinely frightened people, they still reported feelings ranging from anxiety to terror at their presence.
Switch to my day.
Now,
They're really cool. They're good quality. Sorry, good quality. Talk about black-eyed children. The black-eyed children are good quality.
you missed almost nothing.
Yeah.
Now, I remember hearing on Communicators, which I very much recommend you go take a listen to. They are a much more. They've been doing a good
Yes, they're a
podcast
better
for much
podcast
longer
than
than
ours.
yes, a much better podcast.
I'll cut this out. I'll cut this whole section out.
But they talked about
Really?
Yeah. We can't advertise other people.
they talked about a sighting that they had read that I think may have been sent directly to them. I'm not positive. I don't remember. But like a woman, she got a full like nosebleed from seeing a black-eyed kid from the pure like anxiety, and her husband had a seizure from seeing a black-eyed kid.
That's not good.
Yeah.
That's not good. Yeah, you want to avoid the seizures.
So we're going through this list of just like random facts that I found, and I'm kind of skipping over ones that we've already talked about. Some people have also reported seeing black-eyed kids that have talents for feet or other demonic attributes,
Ooh.
but most sightings are of seemingly normal children.
When was the last time you seen your kid's feet?
I'm so creeped out. Actually, so Maren walks around barefoot all the time. Even like we'll go someplace and she will not have brought shoes.
So
Okay.
you know
The wretch.
she doesn't have talents.
She doesn't have talents, but she could still have the black eyes. I have to start paying attention. And then I don't really look at my kids too much. And then well, they're goofy looking. And then Ayla though, yeah, she could totally have. Yeah, in fact, I think she likes to wear closed-toed shoes a lot of times, even with like heels sometimes. So. She's always wearing her Converse. Do you think you could fit
Oh my God,
talons into sneakers?
Maybe.
Maybe they just like
Yeah.
so like
Tuck them under?
heel,
Oh.
talon.
Yeah.
Oh, tucks under there? Yeah, like a little talon tuck.
I
Yeah.
was just saying like the talons were the same size as B. But that's who.
Oh, okay, all right, right, yeah. Or maybe like there's a little hole. I have to check when I get home to see if there's any holes in the backs of her sneakers. Maybe the talon comes out. Huh.
Ooh.
Now, how do pets handle? I have 2 dogs, so how do pets handle black-eyed children? Do we
I
know?
don't see anything about how pets handle it. Yeah, I don't see anything about how pets handle it. I would imagine not well. They don't typically like cryptids.
In a general sense.
Yeah.
Now, are postal delivery people cryptids? Is that part of like white
Oh,
folks?
of course.
That's part. Okay.
Oh, of course.
We'll cover that at a different
That's
issue.
not even a question.
Okay.
The entire postal service is made up of cryptids.
Like 1 million. There's 1 million cryptids.
They're like,
Some
this
living in
cryptid
your town.
Like they're their own
cryptid
specific
is
breed of cryptid.
very humanoid. There's
Yeah.
one difference about them. They deliver mail.
Well, but the thing about the postal service is that also one, they're really fast. And what's the thing about the postal service?
Yeah.
Nothing stops them. What's their thing? Isn't it
Oh,
snow,
yeah.
sleet, rain, or
Snow,
hail?
sleet, yeah. Earthquakes, wildfires, tornadoes. They're
Christmas and Sunday stops them.
yeah.
But nothing else stops the postal service.
Huh. Okay.
So,
definite cryptids.
We're on to you,
Yeah.
USPS.
This will be our last episode. Like,
The government is gonna
No,
come.
you
for
gotta
us.
see who's watching, you know, and if they
The FBI pops
yeah,
up.
if they protest, then
if
we
the
know
government comes at us, we've
Yeah.
made it big.
that. Yeah. Okay, that's fair. Yeah.
Black-eyed kids are also commonly described as wearing dated clothing or dressing in a manner that is not typical or a normal child their
They're
age.
not cool.
Sometimes that's hoods.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're really like bad at fashion.
Okay.
They always ask you for something. It is always something that involves being in close quarters with you.
Ew.
They will ask for a ride into your vehicle or to enter your home to use the phone most commonly.
How do your kids dress? Are they pretty good?
I don't have any idea whether they're hip or not. They dress like kids.
I mean, last time I saw Ayla, she didn't wear a hood.
Yeah.
Do they dress more like me or Brenna? Because I dress pretty hip.
Is
I
that
don't know much about Brenna though.
right? Yeah.
So in that Austin to Brenna
You
scale-
dress like the Zoomies employee that you are.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Ayla dresses casually more often, and Marin likes to dress up even if she's just walking around the house, which is weird that way. Many other ways too.
Your kids are gonna see this.
I'm looking forward to them watching this. Yeah.
You're not our dad anymore.
Yeah.
You need to like play this on the TV in
Yeah.
your living room.
Oh yeah, you're right. We can do that. Yeah, there you go.
Oh my gosh. Ayla's gonna come to school and beat me up.
You know what? No, she adores you. So if we say enough bad things about her, and she watches this, which will never happen, that probably won't change.
Edit pictures of them onto the back.
Yes, they could be like the pictures of
Oh my god.
Krampus or whatever his name is.
Krampus.
Krampus. That's Krampus's cranky old uncle.
Don't forget Krampus. He beats your children with sticks.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's right. Yeah. So we can have pictures of Ayla and Marin holding sticks. Okay. So black-eyed children are creepy and pushy.
Yes.
What else about them?
There are no reported stories of what happens when you let a black-eyed kid into your vehicle or home.
Oh.
All stories come from people whose eerie feelings made them flee.
Well, wait a minute. So maybe if you succumb to their request,
They turn you into one of them.
or eat your brains,
Or they
Yeah.
kill you, yeah.
kill you in some way, yeah, or kidnap you never to be seen again,
Oh my gosh.
bring you to another dimension,
Yeah, it seems like
or into outer space
yeah.
if they're
That's-
You
aliens.
said that you have that alien feeling.
Yes, I do have the alien theory.
So are they aliens or are they ghosty, creepy things, or other?
I don't know.
Give me theories.
The story has been added to internet creepypasta lore, but to this day, Bethel insists that the incident was real and happened the way he reported. That's the first guy that reported about them. Okay, so I do have the UFO theory, which is kind of long, but I'll try to kind of speed through it. So it's mostly by this one guy who wrote a big book about black-eyed kids, and he spent a lot of time researching them. David Weatherly, that's his name.
Is this a book you can get at Barnes and Noble?
Probably.
Wow.
Do you think we can get him an interview there?
Oh my god, I hope so.
Does he have an email?
I don't know. It's worth noting an intriguing UFO connection to the very strange saga of the black-eyed children. They have deep parallels to the notorious Men in Black, who have for decades terrorized and intimidated into silence numerous witnesses to UFOs. Just like the black-eyed kids, the Men in Black have a propensity for knocking on doors late at night. The two mirror each other in other fashions too. Like their child counterparts, the Men in Black will not enter a home until they are specifically invited to do so, which are shades of vampire lore. Both the Men in Black and the black-eyed children wear black, both sometimes wear headgear. And there's another intriguing issue that the Men in Black often wear thick, wraparound black sunglasses. The leading investigator in this field, David Weatherly, has collected and studied dozens of such cases, demonstrating the sheer scale of these weird and unsettling events. David's work has addressed a variety of theories for the origins and presence of the black-eyed children. They might be demonic in nature or predatory spirits or possibly even products of the human mind, giving some semblance of physical life in the real world. He spent a lot of time researching that, have nothing less than alien lineage. So, this is where it gets interesting. David cites the case of two women, Anne and Marcia, who have both had alien abduction experiences and who have both encountered black-eyed kids. And in Marcia's case, in the now typical knocking on the door and demanding to be let in situation. Of such cases as these, David says, why would an alien race want or need to create hybrid beings? There are a number of proposed theories to explain why such an experiment may be taking place. These theories range from a dying race that needs an injection of fresh DNA in order to survive, to time travelers attempting to correct a mistake made in their past, which is our present. An even more sinister theory that has followers postulates that the Greys, which the Greys are the typical aliens that you see on TV and stuff with the big eyes and they're small and skinny and have the big head, are actually attempting to take over our world by slowly breeding us out and phasing in beings with alien DNA. Over time, the human race will fade away to be replaced by the superior DNA of the gray aliens.
Yeah, that's so racist. It's horrible.
I mean...
You heard it right here.
Species.
Yeah, you heard it right here. We're all gonna die.
Aliens are racist.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's kind of interesting, that theory that they're breeding us out and black-eyed kids are actually half human, half alien.
Wow.
But...
Well, one way you look at it is they're breeding us out, but another way is maybe they're breeding us in. They're like adding us to their gene pool in a good way. Like, come on, join our club.
We're smart and stuff. We got light-speed travel. We got
Probably
infinite energy.
We have the ability to give you so much anxiety that you get a nosebleed.
Just join us.
You can haze your enemies,
You don't get a nosebleed. I really think you should, join us.
Well,
aliens.
And maybe it's like the Neanderthals. How they bred with.
Yeah.
They were bred out for.
Did they go extinct, or did they just join us as part of, etc. ... Huh. I don't know the answer.
So yeah, I think these are really interesting. The one thing I want to roll back to though is the time travelers case that he mentioned. What? Like, why would time travelers have these black eyes and give people so much anxiety? And why would they be knocking on car windows? Like, what?
Well, maybe.
That one doesn't make any sense to me.
Maybe they're coming back to fix whatever it is that caused them to have the black eyes in the first place, and to not grow older than 16 years old. Maybe there's a genetic defect where they die when they become 16. And so when they get into somebody's car or house, then they start working with them.
It gets fixed somehow.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. Huh. Okay, I hear that.
Then again, that could not be the case.
Yeah.
I have my own theory. So there is I'm not sure if she counts as a creepypasta or not, and I cannot remember her name or where her legend is from. But basically the story is that this woman, she went mad or something and drowned both of her kids. Somehow both of her children drowned. And
do not endorse that behavior.
Yeah, and then somehow both of her children drowned or died or whatever, and then she drowned herself. And so her ghost kind of walks around crying for her children, and she's so upset, and she's very scary, and she comes and takes children. So
I'm crying
Based
for
on
my
that.
children, so I'm gonna do it again.
Yeah, well, she's crying for her children because, you know,
She misses them.
yeah, so she takes other people's kids because maybe they're mine. I don't know, but I can't remember what she's called or where she's from, but her story is really interesting, and I'm thinking maybe these black-eyed kids are connected to tales like that of, you know, ghosts of mothers scorned, and these are the kids that these are the ghost kids that these ghost mothers are trying to find, which would also explain why they, like, why in all the stories that I've heard they're wanting to get into, you know, cars of mothers, houses that have married couples,
Oh, I was
because they
thinking, like,
want families.
maybe they're hiding from their ghost mom.
Yeah, I'm
No.
thinking
If she dropped them, I
if
mean,
my mom drowns me, I'm not gonna
Well,
go
I'm
seek
not-
out another mom.
Yeah,
I'm
not saying-
gonna have some, like, you know.
no, I was saying
I'm not
like,
saying
if
it's her
my,
in specific.
grudge
my
against
mom
moms.
drowns me,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And I'm a ghost kid,
Yeah.
and my mom's a ghost,
Yeah.
and I'm like, I need to blend in.
That's
I
not
need
true.
to
You
go
love your
find-
mom to bits. You would do anything for your mom.
Not if she drowned me.
Well, yeah, but she hasn't drowned him yet.
Yeah,
I mean-
if my mom drowned me, and I became a ghost, and she became a ghost, and I knew she was a vengeful ghost, I would go,
I still think
And-
you would go back to your ghost mom.
shut up, in a hypothetical situation where I wasn't the sweet boy I am, I would go and try to blend in with another family, you know? Like,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You wouldn't
So, like,
want to
they're
avoid,
trying-
like, all moms because, you know, you were drowned by one, so you don't want another one?
That's what I'm saying. Is I think maybe these kids are trying to
Not all
get
moms.
families. Like maybe they're ghost kids who just want their
Okay,
families.
okay.
Which means, Mr. Koine, you are in a special danger because you are the biggest adherent of the dad archetype.
Yeah, I really am. Yeah, if there's one thing I am, it's an architect.
And maybe that would also
That
explain why
is
there's
good.
no stories because nobody is upset about it. They're just like, oh, I have
Oh.
a new kid now and they're actually
Yeah.
really nice. Do they give me a little bit of anxiety? Yes, but it's totally
I
fine.
mean, all kids get little ones.
Yeah, do your homework. Never mind, don't do your homework.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Wash the dishes. Never mind, I'll do it myself. I'm sick of ruining
So-
my shirts.
Okay, based on also the idea that maybe these kids are aliens, that could also suggest if your kids are aliens, you or your wife is alien in one way or another.
Oh. So do you think this is like
You need to look into
Bewitched
Jake's
where
past more.
Yeah.
where Tabitha is
Secretly a witch?
no,
Or doesn't she-
Samantha is a witch and only her husband knows. What's his name? Help me. You guys have no idea what I'm talking
It's
about.
been
No.
1,000 years
Yeah, I
since
know.
I watched The Witch.
Yeah. I think it was reruns when I was a kid. But their kid Tabitha is half witch, half human, but she's got witch powers. So, So you think
Yeah.
Jane's a witch? You think I married a witch and then I had two witch I've always known that I lived in a house full of women. I live in a house full of witches. No. Black-eyed demon
You
things.
Oh my god.
Aliens.
Yeah.
You need to look into
I
her
am-
past more. You need
I
to,
am not gonna sleep
Oh.
well.
You need to buy an ancestry kit.
Yeah, exactly. That's a good point.
You
I
gotta
need
get
that.
the thing where
Or
like you have them all
Yeah.
spit in a cup.
oh yeah, okay,
You know, so
good.
you'll spit in the
Or-
cup and it'll be like very white from Europe, very very white, and then it'll be like
So Wade's pink.
It'll be like question marks.
yeah, it'll be like
what are these?
this is not human spit. Please take it back.
Exactly. Spit is of unknown origin.
Yeah.
It's not a dog or a snake. Yeah, that's something special. So okay, or I could cut their hair. You know.
Oh my
Off.
god.
Try that.
Yeah. That would
No,
be
not
kind of rude,
off.
but like, yeah, you could.
No, when they're asleep, right? Like getting somebody to spit, they have to actively do that.
Oh yeah.
If I,
Oh,
if I
yeah.
cut a little bit of hair when they're asleep and send it in.
Yeah.
I don't know if that works for DNA, it works for drug tests.
All right. So should we go about rating that?
I think so.
Okay.
So it's gonna have to all be platonic dates because these are minors.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We're minors.
Yeah.
I'm still making it platonic dates because these kids could be 6 years old.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Platonic dates are still kind of weird. These are friendly hangouts.
Yeah.
There you go, yeah.
So,
I'll start first. I would not friendly hang out with these kids. I'd give them a solid 5 out of 10 because they're kind of cool, you know. But like, you know, I could die.
you already have a lot of anxiety. You don't need
Yeah,
more.
I'm already very, 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 very anxious, you know,
Yeah.
and I already suffer from very bad nosebleeds sometimes.
Oh.
I don't.
Oh, you bring those on yourself. Don't.
Well, so he doesn't need help, though, is what he's saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't give me more nosebleeds. right?
Yeah. When it gets really humid, I have nosebleeds sometimes. Okay. So like.
And you live in Florida, so it's always really humid.
Yeah. So I would not go on a friendly hangout with any of these kids.
But you're saying 5, which is like.
'Cause they're kind of cool.
Yeah. Okay.
I want to see those eyes.
I would not let them in my car or my house, but I would take them like to the mall and buy them an ice cream or I don't know. I've never had boba. I'd buy them a boba. Try to be cooler with them than I am with my own kids.
Now.
Yeah.
We're taking me to see Spider-Verse.
Spider-Verse. I would love to. I can't wait to see Spider-Verse.
I know, me too. All the artists I follow are making spider sodas, and I want at least one.
All right. So yeah, I would give them like I'd say an 8. Yeah. Sign me up.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I'd give them a solid 7 out of 10 because I'm not into ghosts. Ghosts
I mean,
really
up
scare
until a
me.
month ago, you were in the range where you could have become a black-eyed kid.
Don't.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know, if they're ghosts, I'm not into ghosts. I'm not into ghosts at all. I really don't like ghosts. The ghosts scare me so much. But if they're aliens, hit me up. Take me with
Aliens,
you. I don't
yeah.
want to be here anymore.
Yeah. If they're from the future,
Yeah, if you're from the future,
Yeah.
let me know too.
like I just
How does
binge
this
watch
go?
Travelers.
What do I need to do?
So yeah.
What do I
Future's very
gotta-
fraught. Yeah. What do I have to do to hang out? Maybe they're from the past. Maybe they're time travelers from the past.
What?
Yeah.
What?
How did they get that technology? We don't know.
They're coming here and they're like, bro, what happened?
Yeah, exactly. What happened to you guys?
Well, it's like, you know, there's those like cave paintings that are like aliens.
Oh, right.
So it could be
Sure.
those aliens from the past
Right.
coming to now.
Yeah, they came back then and they were like, oh, this isn't.
This is boring.
They're not
There's a lot of
ready. Yeah,
lizards
let's
here.
go.
Yeah.
They got no nukes.
Yeah, exactly.
And then they came here and they're like, oh my god, there's even more lizards and they're bigger.
Yeah. There's bigger lizards, they have too many nukes.
Yeah.
We have to go.
Gotta get out of here.
And we're like, wait, we have the nukes, but we're not allowed to use them. And they're like, I don't know.
Yeah, it seems a little dicey.
We have
Yeah.
nukes and they're at like, you know, like a button, you know? It's on everybody's desk.
But we're not allowed to push the button.
Everybody's. That would be horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, black-eyed kids, pretty spooky, I'd say. I
Yeah.
think Mr. Koine has signed up to
Yeah.
have nightmares.
Yeah. I'm
You're gonna
all
have
about the
nightmares.
nightmares tonight.
Your kid's gonna be up for adoption in like a week.
I'm
Get
gonna
rid of
be,
'em.
they're gonna be like, Dad, why are you looking at me like that? Why are you staring at me so much? I'll be like, because I've never really noticed your eyes before and I'm not taking my eyes off your eyes.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeehaw!